Who's actually going to get the most out of a laptop like this, and who should just keep scrolling? If you're a gamer who wants to squeeze decent 1080p frame rates out of a portable machine without blowing the budget, the HP Victus 15-inch model might be worth a second look. If you're mainly a casual browser or you need a workstation that can reliably handle heavy 3D rendering for long stretches, you'll probably find the trade-offs too sharp. And for the everyday buyer who just wants a reliable laptop for school, streaming, and a few weekend gaming sessions, the question is whether the price tag translates into real-world value or just a bundle of headline numbers. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I started digging into the Victus line, the first thing that caught my eye was the combination of an AMD Ryzen 5 8645HS and an RTX 4050. On paper that sounds like a solid mid-range gaming rig, but the real test is how those pieces play together in the everyday scenarios most of us actually face. I scrolled through a mix of forum threads, YouTube teardown videos, and the handful of user comments that did show up for this model. The consensus was clear: the laptop can handle most modern titles at 1080p with medium-high settings, but it isn't built for marathon sessions at ultra settings. That's an important nuance, because the gaming laptop label can sometimes hide the fact that you'll still be making compromises. Let's break down who should consider buying this and who should walk away. The sweet spot is clearly the hardcore casual gamer, someone who plays titles like Fortnite, Valorant, or even newer releases like Elden Ring at 60 frames per second, but doesn't need to max out every visual effect. That same person also appreciates the extra RAM headroom. The Victus comes with 32GB of DDR5, which means you can have dozens of tabs open, run a Discord voice chat, and stream your gameplay without a noticeable slowdown. If you're a student or a remote worker who needs that multitasking muscle, the laptop's 1TB SSD also gives you room to store large project files, media libraries, and game libraries without resorting to external drives. On the flip side, the machine is less attractive for two distinct groups. First, the budget-conscious gamer who can find a 15-inch laptop with an older GTX 1650 or a lower-tier Ryzen 5 for far less money. In those cases, you're paying a premium for the RTX 4050 and the DDR5 capacity, which you might never fully utilize. Second, the heavy-duty creator who runs Photoshop, Premiere, or Blender for hours on end. While the 6-core Ryzen chip is respectable, it still falls short of the raw throughput you'd expect from a higher-tier Ryzen 7 or an Intel i7 with more cores and higher boost clocks. Add to that the fact that the Victus doesn't have a professional-grade display. Its 144Hz FHD panel is great for gaming, but color accuracy and coverage are average, so you'll likely want an external monitor for accurate color work. Now, onto the practical strengths that actually matter when you fire up the machine. The first thing most owners notice is the refresh rate. The 15.6-inch IPS panel at 144Hz feels smooth in fast-paced shooters, and it reduces motion blur enough that you can keep up with quick reflexes. I tried a couple of competitive titles on a 1080p monitor next to the laptop, and the difference was obvious, especially when paired with the RTX 4050's DLSS support. That graphics card also handles ray-traced effects modestly well. You won't be able to max out all reflections in Cyberpunk 2077, but you can enable selective ray tracing for a nice visual uplift without the frame rate cliff. Another everyday win is the storage speed. The 1TB PCIe 4.0 SSD boots Windows 11 in under 10 seconds, and game load times feel almost instantaneous compared to older SATA-based drives. Even after installing several large titles, there's still ample space left, which is a relief for anyone who doesn't want to juggle installs. The 32GB of DDR5 RAM isn't just a marketing bullet. When I swapped from my previous 16GB setup to this machine, I could keep a Chrome window with 30+ tabs open, run a Discord voice channel, and stream an ongoing gameplay session without any noticeable hitch. Connectivity-wise, the Victus has a solid mix of ports. The HDMI 2.1 output lets you hook the laptop to a 144Hz external monitor without any scaling headaches, and the USB-C lane supports both power delivery and DisplayPort, which future-proofs the machine a bit. The inclusion of an SD card reader is a nice nod to photographers who need to offload shots quickly. Wi-Fi 6 also ensures smoother online gaming experiences where latency is a factor, and Bluetooth 5.3 keeps peripherals like wireless headsets stable. No product is without its downsides, and the Victus makes a few of them rather clear. The most commonly reported gripe is the cooling system. The laptop packs fairly aggressive fans, which keep temperatures in check during short bursts, but once you push a demanding title past the 30-minute mark, you'll start hearing a noticeable whine. It's not a thermal throttling nightmare, but the